Hey, what's good? I go by the name of Kinell, and you are locked in to Sinister Cinema.
Fucking hell.
Hey, what's good? Welcome to Sinister Cinema. I'm Kinell, and we're going to be getting deep into the guts of new releases and old classics of horror and exploitation cinema. Yeah. Be sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that YouTube kind of crap, and also follow us on Spotify. We're available there now. I didn't really know what I was doing with the first one, so I just ripped the audio and dumped it straight on there. Hopefully I'll be doing a bit of editing, some of that kind of crap going forward, and we'll be on other podcast platforms soon. I haven't figured out exactly how to do that yet, but stick with me. I know these kind of things. As I say, first one was a bit rough. It's just the audio from the YouTube video. They'll be sounding nicer in future. However, the videos will still be staying scuzzy and VHS looking, because I love that shit. Anyway, into today's review, we're going to be having a look at Scream Factory's release of My Bloody Valentine.
It's a bad time, this time of year.
How many times is he gonna tell this story?
Oh, let him tell it. I love fairy tales.
This ain't no fairy tale, little girl. If you don't take it seriously, you're a fool!
The first Valentine's dance in 20 years has to be something special.
Look, Landers, you gotta get a lot of exercise if you're gonna grapple with Gretchen.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got a Valentine for her that she's never gonna forget. Right to the heart, huh?
In this town on Valentine's Day, everybody loses their heart.
Roses are red, violets are blue. One is dead, and so are you.
It can't be happening again. No! It can't be happening again.
What's going on over in Valentine Bluffs? It looks like Harry Warden's back in town.
It happened once. It happened twice. Cancel the dance or it'll happen thrice.
In the town of Valentine Bluffs, there are many ways to die. Take your pick. My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine is the story of the residents of a Canadian mining town called Valentine's Bluff, where Valentine's Day is no longer celebrated. Reason for this is several years previous, a mining accident caused a bunch of miners to be trapped, and when they finally got through to them, there was only one survivor, a chap called Harry Warden. Reason there was only one survivor? He'd eaten all the rest of them. Scenes. The mad bastard. He weren't well in the head after that one and got up to a bit of mischief. Very naughty scenes indeed. Since this day, celebrating Valentine's Day has been banned. However, this year, the residents decide to relaunch with their Valentine's dance. Sooner or later, a mysterious figure wearing mining gear starts turning up and causing a bit of mischief. Is it Harry Warden or someone else? Either way, the bodies start racking up rapid. Shot entirely on location in Nova Scotia and piggybacking off the success of 1980's Friday the 13th. MBV is what you call a Canucksploitation film. There was this point when you could get really big tax breaks for making a film in Canada. So at that point, people were doing a lot of things that were rushed in production, very cheap, very quick films just for the tax benefits. But this one was a bit different. It's a bit special for what you'd call a Canucksploitation film, and it's a bit special for slasher movies in general. One of the key differences is the director was very influenced by The Deer Hunter. And you can see a lot of that in there, but if you look at the first half of The Deer Hunter, the way it focuses on the people in that community. See, whereas most slasher films, post-Halloween, Black Christmas, Friday the 13th, all of them ones there, focus on a group of teenagers that get isolated somewhere and picked off one by one. This focused on a group of adults in a working class mining community. As I say, it captured the atmosphere very nicely because it was shot entirely in the Sydney Mines community in Nova Scotia. And the cast were sent to basically live up there and just sort of catch the vibe, drink in the pub, spend time with the locals for a couple of weeks ahead of doing it. This gives it a very true and authentic feel. And it really makes you warm to the characters. They've got a chemistry that's seldom seen in other slasher films. Now, don't get me wrong. I love slasher films where a bunch of archetypes are just there just to be killed in amusing ways. I love that shit, but this one was always a bit special for that reason. Upon the film's initial release, the MPAA massacred it and cut out loads of the gore in order to secure an R rating. And back then you needed an R rating to sell it, because this is before like the video release market had fully kicked in, so you needed cinema release. And if you were stuck with an X rating, then you could only really get played in porn theatres. And people don't go to porn theatres for Michael Cimino Deer Hunter influences and character development. They're just trying to Pee Wee Herman themselves without anyone noticing. Anyway, so this version that was heavily edited became the version that most of us would have been familiar with. This was generally released worldwide. The footage wasn't particularly well restored for any release in any market until 2009, when Lionsgate, ahead of releasing their remake, put together what they called a restored version. Now, the restored version, in all the gory bits, there was a heavy drop-off in the film quality, like jarringly so. They had like a decent transfer for the normal bits of the film from the theatrical version, but the gory bits, heavy. It was a really scrappy print they used. So it was quite similar to the producer's cut of Halloween 6 that you might have seen knocking about online, or the Legion version of Exorcist 3 released by Arrow, which is an interesting watch, and it's good to see some of that footage back there, but it's more of an interesting curio than an entertaining film that you can just watch due to the jarring effect of the constant cuts and drops and dips in quality. This Scream Factory version though, mate, 4K restoration entirely from the original negative. It is 100 emoji, asterisk, Italian chef's kiss, asterisk, flame emoji, etc. Crispy as fuck. 3+ minutes of extra gore in the kills. I'm talking heart torn out in the opening frames. Pickaxe through the head, eyeball on the end of it. And I love a brutal eye injury. That's why I'm so down with your zombie flesh eaters and your faulty type stuff. Brutal eye injuries are gore staple. We've also got like the corpse of an old woman falling out of a tumble dryer and tumbling round, charred and mutilated for way too long. Far too long. In slow motion as well. Perfectly straddling the line between brutal, sublime and fucking hilarious. As I said, this film, My Bloody Valentine, has always been in my top 10 slashers, and I watch a lot of slashers. I know what I'm talking about in this. But this version, the Scream Factory remaster, is top 2, and it's not 2. The Scream Factory release is a double disc effort. You get the full unrated version, as well as a 4K remaster of the original theatrical version. Unfortunately, at this stage, it is only a Region 1 Blu-ray, so you'll have to get it in from America, and you'll need a multi-region Blu-ray player to have it. But I got those things because I take this kind of shit far too seriously. I'd like to see it get an English release so everyone could get a copy of it. Hopefully maybe Arrow or 88 Films or someone like that will pick it up and license the print. But I don't have any details on those things because I don't know anyone who works in the industry. I'm just an idiot that rants into a phone. Anyway, so that's our review for Sinister Cinema of the Scream Factory release of My Bloody Valentine. Be sure to leave a comment. Tell us what you think of the film, if you got this version, if you got the other version and you're interested in this, any of that kind of thing. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and follow us on Spotify. Stay tuned, stay. Sinister Cinema is written and produced by Kinell. Artwork by Ben Jamieson, music by Blizzard.